Hello, everyone. This is Mazik. I'm going to be giving a shot at something I'm not normally known for doing. I'm going to be doing my very first movie review. This will be the spoiler-free review for those that know that I've already said I'm going to be doing spoiler-free review and spoiler-filled review. So, warning, that one's going to be coming out here later, but this one is going to be the first step, and that's the spoiler-free review. Firstly, to start, Star Trek Beyond. Wow, that's literally the only word I had coming out of the theater. What a great film. It's I think it's about 2 hours and 2 minutes, 2 hours, 3 minutes, something like that of runtime, 10 minutes less than the other films, and it felt like there was so much more accomplished in that time than in previous 2 films. I looked at Star Trek: The First Movie, and I'm just like, this is a great movie, told a lot of backstory, let you know who the characters were, but, it felt like maybe rushed development. I was like, whatever, you can't expect a lot to be, you know, not to be thrown at your face. But looking at Star Trek Into Darkness, you go a little bit deeper into these characters. You get to learn a little bit more about them. So it was nice to really get into it. Now we are into the meat and potatoes of these people's relationships. Uh, like I said, I'm gonna try to avoid any spoilers I can. Uh, but you really get to go into what's beyond just friendships, just relationships. You get to see what these people want to do with their futures, what their lives have been like since they've taken on the Enterprise. I mean, these people are they're people. I mean, they have a life outside the ship, and you see that through all these different cameos through the entire movie. And it's incredible to see that these people are growing, and you're going to remember these little things about them. Uh, just great developing on these characters. It's crazy to see how far they've come in just 2 films. Uh, Speaking of character development, addition of 2 big characters, one of which won't be around probably. It's kind of obvious is the best way to say it for the next film. Uh, Character Sophia Boudiette. I can't say the name, but she is playing the new character Jayla, and she basically plays this. She's basically a helping hand to the Enterprise in a rough situation. Uh, Basically, the main conflict of the story happens. She's there to help Scotty, Kirk, and the people around her make the best of a terrible, catastrophic situation. Uh, you learn a lot about her backstory. She relates a lot to Kirk, which is not what I expected. I expected a little bit more unique, native type of, an almost indigenous person when I saw the trailers. But this person actually has a pretty traumatic backstory, and the way the movie ends, it makes you think that she'll be around to see more of her story, which I really hope they bring her back to be part of the next movie, because I think that her character is incredible. It has a great story to her, and I'm really hoping to see more of her and see where she can go potentially. She's a strong female lead. I think she could rival Uhura for her actual female presence on screen. So if there's any feminists out there or people that love to see a woman in power, this chick's badass. She is a total warrior. Like fighting skills, intellect. She's great with putting stuff together. She reminds me like of Rey from Star Wars. So she's pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie, she's probably up there in my top 3 or 4 right now, going out of that movie. So I'm hoping she comes back and she'll have a lot more to do with the future films. Uh, and there was also Idris Ilba playing Crawl, the main antagonist. I think is what it is of the film. He basically is this, like I said, trying to avoid giving anything away. He plays this sophisticated military personality in this movie. He plays this guy with just tons of knowledge when it comes to military and how he wants to fight. Uh, which is why he has such a different approach that the Enterprise wasn't expecting, like right off the bat, and they have to adapt. And that's what a lot of the story is about the human condition and learning to adapt and evolve to a situation. Uh, this guy is brute force, military. He doesn't give any chance. He's the kind of person that if a person was down in a fight, he would immediately stomp your throat. He he does not believe in giving a chance, and that's seen from the very beginning of the movie. He doesn't give any chances. Uh, Now, that being said, we go into the actual story of the situation. Now, the way they tell this story, I was just really impressed with the fact that they were able to do it so well because they were able to take the spot where you started, where you know we were being left off from the previous movie. They went forward, they showed us how what they were doing during that time frame without like giving too much away. They said, these people they've been doing this certain thing for the past 9, 10 years, and or 3 years, not 9 or 10 years, 900 900 days since they were last in a Enterprise port or whatever you want to call it, a space station. So they're sitting there in this place. Everybody seems to be kind of like, we've been exploring for a long time, but is this really, everybody sort of got cabin fever, it feels like. So it was almost kind of too ironic that there's no conflict at all during this time. I kind of wish there had been like a little more small conflict before the big conflict. Like I feel like the story they told with Crawl could have been summed up a lot shorter, but they could have had a smaller subplot before that to show that there is conflict out there. Even though these people are peace seeking, explorers, there are other conflicts they get out of without as much craziness that happens in the movie. So that was the only thing I was kind of sad about, is that there wasn't a bigger conflict when they were out exploring the actual unknown parts of space and uncharted areas. But they did have a cool little beginning to the movie, so I mean, I guess I can't be too nitpicky about it, but I want to be because I expect like the best possible experience from these kind of movies. Um, but as for the directors and the way it was produced, the movie itself is beautiful. It's another J.J. Abrams and Justin Lin film, I think, and they did a phenomenal job of putting it together. Not too many crazy lens flares, a lot of beauty to the actual creation of the backgrounds and the scenes. The only regret I have going into this movie was that I didn't wait to see it in 3D. I saw it at the first available screening I could, which was today at you know my off day. I've been working 96-hour weeks, so this is like my first chance to go see it. And basically, I was like, yeah, 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 I don't care. They don't have it in 3D today. I'll just watch it regular. And it was gorgeous. It was absolutely beautiful. I regret that I didn't get to see it in 3D because I know that if I had, I would have just been like this the whole time. It was beautiful. It was seriously beautiful. J.J. Abrams, Justin Lin, all these people, they just have an incredible vision for design and what they think the space could be. Uh, a little less imaginative on the actual planet itself that they ended up on, but I'm okay with it because it was like an oxygen bearing planet. So I expect it to have very similar features to Earth, anyways. So I guess I couldn't be too upset about that because it kind of makes sense. If a random planet has a sustainable like oxygen source, I would assume that it would probably have similar plant life, similar things to our planet. So yeah, I guess I could look past that one as well. The story, like I said, was great. It was I know Simon Pegg had a lot to do with the writing for it. I can't think of the name of the other guy who did the writing for it. But they just did a phenomenal job. The only thing that made me sad about the entire story is that when you first meet Jayla, she gives off this impression that you think that there's going to be like a connection between her and Scotty. But I feel like with her similarities to Kirk, there's going to be a natural shift to Kirk, which is kind of sad because Kirk has always been like the ladies' man without needing much for women to be thrown his way. He usually is pretty okay on that front. So seeing Scotty potentially have this person who is kind of like his counterpoint and see them come into the story and like start becoming a part of his like day to day. I thought that would have been really cool to have like two heads of engineering aboard the Enterprise one day. That just sounds pretty cool, I think. But I will say it again. I really, really hope Jayla makes it in the future films. She was an incredible character. She did a great job as an actress in the movie. Uh, I want to try to keep this under. Oh, too late. I was gonna try to keep this under 10 minutes, but Uh, it is what it is. Well, I don't think there's really too much to review past this without giving anything away. But as for the film itself, it was great. It was phenomenal. It was awesome. If anyone wants to, if anyone's on the fence about if they want to see it or not, Star Trek is definitely worth the money to see it in theater. Do not wait till it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray and see it at home in less quality. It's a film that is worthy of the big screen. It is phenomenal. It's beautiful. You'll be emotionally attached to the characters. You won't feel like you're being forced to watch anything. There's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of throwbacks. It's got everything, and it's great and fun for the whole family. Nothing too obscene. They definitely strayed away from like the Kirk sexual things like they had in Into Darkness, which kind of bugged me a little bit. Like randomly turn around and there's a half naked chick changing, and Kirk's just like, "Hey, what's up?" So, it was good. It was really well put together. Definitely a more family based movie, but with definitely a bit more callous villain than Khan, which was nice. Khan was a good villain, but I never felt like I was mortally threatened individually, like for the characters. I never felt that they were in mortal danger immediately. I was definitely more concerned for the human race whenever Krall got a hold of his ship. So, uh, yeah, it was a great film, and like I said, I recommend anyone and everyone go see it. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe. I'm trying to be this new YouTuber streamer guy, so I'd like any views and at all support as I can get. Uh, if you have any questions, comments, leave them in the comment section below. I'll get back to them as soon as I can. All right, everyone, thanks for watching the video.